Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
All right, it is 11:03 on The Lock Shop. Thank you very much for being here. Huss is in Dallas, is tied up with Winnipeg Jet stuff today. Cannot join us, but will be joining us live from Dallas tomorrow and on Wednesday, I believe. And on Wednesday, we've got Jeff Ulrich, Fantasy Grind on Twitter. He's going to join us to set PGA Championship, which should be a lot of fun as well. So we've got Glue Guy. Is this your Lock Shop debut?
Yeah, man.
Really? I also don't think we've ever really done anything on the air outside the Hangout.
I was thinking about it.
Have we?
And no, aside from the Hangout when we do the draft, this is the first time you and I have been on air or broadcasting together since when did we call, like what years were that when we called Bears games together?
Golden Bears games.
Like early 2010s, right?
I'm trying to think. Were you the first color guy I had on? Because remember we had a Doug McLean and had
We
three-man
added
booth
Doug
for
McLean.
a while.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if we had, did Dom do a year with me maybe? Maybe, but it would have been like 2012 to 2015 or 16.
Yeah.
It was that good stretch where they didn't win a single game at home.
Yeah, it was awesome. Remember we got to fly to Regina? Remember?
Yeah, on the charter
on
thing.
the charter flight.
There was Gatorades for us or something like that. Yeah.
Felt like that was the first time I ever introduced you to frozen cheesies.
Ah, that frozen Hawkins. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
See? So this has been 14 years,
long time,
13 years in the making.
Is that long? Holy smokes!
Know, sad.
That is kind of crazy.
Sad
actually.
but true. I wonder if Huss is in Dallas. You say
he's in Dallas? Yeah, he got down there. He's obviously probably devastated. So
oh my god!
No, but the Jets have some stuff going on this morning, so he's unavailable to.
Did you Can I just? I want to ask you, Dusty. Is NFL officiating or NHL officiating at an all-time low right now?
I think I would answer yes to that every single time at this year, like every single year at this time. So maybe it's worse. I am adamant that NHL playoff officiating is the worst level of officiating that you will find in any of the big sports in North America, whether it be regular season or playoffs. Like NBA officiating, you can call foul on every play if you want it. So it's very hit and miss. But
it's actually surprisingly good, though.
It's
considering how bang that is.
To me, NBA officiating is no different than regular season playoffs.
Right.
You know, like they call the game the same way. NFL, I think I said this the other day on the Nielson show. CFL officiating might be the one that gets criticized the least. I actually think they do a pretty good job in the CFL with officiating.
Well, they have so many referees on the field too. I mean, there's
a lot of bodies there.
Simplifies things, but. I mean, if you're a Winnipeg Jets fan, I know there's a lot of Jets fans listening right now, and I mean, you must be gutted after that goal that was kicked in to Hellebuck and then went off his stick. Like,
I always try to imagine in those types of situations, the Oilers are the Jets in that situation.
Yeah, and how livid,
or the others, or the other way around. Right? Like if the Oilers are the Jets, they're losing their mind. But if the Oilers are Dallas in that situation, are people not saying, well, he was kind of just kicking it towards the front of the net and it wouldn't have gone in, which I guess is kind of an interesting take. It wouldn't have gone in if it doesn't hit Hellebuck.
But the rule is if it's a kicking motion and it deflects in off of the goaltender's stick, it's a no goal. This whole propelling it into the net, I don't know where that came from. It's not certainly.
I've never heard that one before.
And then Mason Marchment slashes the ref.
Well, and you hear
what's going on?
You hear what that ruling was today?
No.
Yeah, they basically said that it's up to the on-ice officials to deem if that's officiating abuse, and they just said nope, we're good.
That is terrible. Like, that should be an automatic suspension. Like you're just opening up a can of worms. You're setting a terrible precedent.
I usually get suspended for saying things to officials in ball hockey and ice hockey. So it's weird. And a little bit of me wants to give them the benefit of the doubt in that the game is insanely quick, but it's your job to officiate it properly. You get chances to review a bunch of these things, and they still come away sometimes with us going absolutely nuts. So yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating.
They're in control of it. They can set the bar. They can set the tempo for the game. And you've seen it before where if you're getting 2-3 penalties in the first period that are, by the book, that usually, sets the tempo for the rest of the game. It just seems like it's getting out of hand. Now you have players slashing your referees and no repercussions.
None.
It's
the same thing with the like. How can you cross check? How can anybody else in these playoffs cross check somebody in the face and get suspended now? Yeah,
right.
That's done. He looked at him. He cross checked him in the face on purpose. He didn't get suspended.
Good point.
So unless somebody else has done it like 3 times in their career, it's open season on cross checking in the face, which is just absolutely ridiculous. All right, so, let's lay a few things out for you. Obviously, Edmonton Sports Talk and the Lock Shop are presented to you by Play Alberta. Zacticum, what's up, buddy? Welcome in today. Don't ruin anything. Play Alberta is your home for online gaming excitement featuring casino games, live action, lottery, instant sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca. We've got a couple already up, should be up in that EST specials page. This is pretty cool. We haven't had a chance to talk about it on the air, but as a guy who wagers on things as well, our relationship with Play Alberta is pretty neat when you go on and see the EST specials page.
It's very cool. It's very cool. I am very happy with this website, Dusty.
Yeah.
It just takes
you just
a little bit of time getting used to it, but now, and like the same game parlay where they just lay it out and you can bang out as much or as little as you want. I love it. So what do you got here? You had the early bird bet, huh?
Yeah, and this is the ultimate redemption play here.
I questioned it. I said Draisaitl goal as soon as I came in, but you said
he has to tonight, doesn't he?
Now or never.
That was the worst Leon Draisaitl game I have seen in a long time. Whether it was somebody sliding up from behind him, lifting his stick, taking it back the other way, and moments later it's in the back of the net. The one goal, the line change goal, started with him turning it over in the offensive zone on an errant pass, comes back the other way. He looked more tired than any of the other Oilers on the ice, so he was gassed. And then he was the third guy to go off. So he saw the other 2 guys changing and still decided to go. And I mean, it was, even if he doesn't put the winning goal into his own net, it was still one of the worst games that Leon Draisaitl has played.
Absolutely.
With the Oilers. So to me, Leon gets back on track tonight. So now we'll get to some of the line. Definitely on Oil Stream. Tommy's down at the rink. I said Tommy's been texting me. He says he got some juicy news.
Ooh.
So we'll have that on the Oil Stream today. I don't want to some juicy updates coming up on the Oil Stream today at noon. But Draisaitl goal, McDavid over 1.5 assists. It'll come up on your website or app as 2+ assists, and the Oilers to win. So Oilers win. Draisaitl goal and Connor McDavid 2+ assists. This is the best thing. And I laid this out on our show this morning. This is the best boost that we have gotten so far. So if you pump this into the same game parlay, it comes up as plus 208. They had originally boosted it to plus 221 and then messaged me this morning and said, hey, just so you know, we've put a little bit of an extra boost on this. So it went from plus 221 to plus 425. So they've almost doubled. Just out of the goodness of their heart. They've almost doubled what you can make off this bet tonight. So Draisaitl a goal, McDavid 2 assists, Oilers to win, plus 425.
Anything over plus 350 or 3, like I'm in. I don't care. You just can't. That's 4.5 times your money.
It's a straight up FOMO.
Yeah,
you're like, I have to be on this.
Gosh.
So this could be. This is a power play goal, Draisaitl from McDavid, and then one other McDavid assist throughout the game.
It's a FOMO. Fear of missing out on bet.
Fear of missing out on FOMO. Yeah. I guess you got it. FOMO. Total FOMO situation, and you do not want to be in this. So we're going to take a look at some other numbers for this Oilers game tonight as well. The other one that I have up, which I know I recorded the video, but I don't think I actually put it on Twitter. So I'll do that as we work our way through the show right now. But this one is hit all 3 times in this series. And it's not like teams have been getting 40 shots on goal and the goaltenders are standing on their heads. Washington, Carolina, under 5.5 goals tonight, minus 125. That's my play of the day. These two teams have not combined for 50 shots yet in any of these games. I think the closest it was there was a game that got to like 48. So this is tight, low-scoring hockey. If you want to try to mix in a parlay with Washington, Carolina, take that number up to 6.5. Maybe that's something we can build on the lock shop today.
Ooh,
maybe we'll do a little parlay with both of these games tonight.
I think we should.
Yeah, and then I would instantly suggest we put Washington, Carolina under 6.5. There's no way there's going to be 7 goals scored in a Carolina-Washington game.
Well,
just can't happen.
It hasn't been going that way as of lately. So you have to go with what you're looking at, right? And anytime you have the opportunity to build a parlay with 2 games back to back in the same night, you got to do it. I just love doing that because when you're through the first game and you're live, that just makes the juices flow a little bit. A little faster for the second leg of the parlay.
Well, then it's on.
Then it's on, right?
And if it doesn't work, you can regroup for the second one and chase it anyway.
Exactly. You could chase something else in the late game.
Now, with that being said, if you are betting with us at Play Alberta, use your game sense. Don't get carried away. Sometimes it can be tough to not get carried away, but don't get carried away. Use your game sense. Big Uke right here. See, now this, I already don't mind this. He says under 6.5 in the Caps game, over 6.5 in the Oilers game. I would say, because what'd you say?
I would look at teasing that Oilers game to 7.5 plus 140.
Jeez. I was going to say, just for parlay purposes, bring it down to 5.5. And then you put it with the other 6.5.
I mean,
I don't want to say it's free money, but
we go big or go home. I mean, the over/under set at 6.5, so they're expecting goals.
And I think you probably should.
If the Oilers are going to win this game, there will probably be plenty of goals.
You don't think they're going to win it 3-1?
I don't think so. I don't think that's in their DNA. They might win 6-4, right? I mean, you could see that happening.
You could see something like that happening.
I'd go as high as you want on the over.
Okay, then let's.
You can even play it up to 9.5 if you want.
Do we have a 9.5 number?
It's a 9.5.
Oh, there is a 9.5 number. Over 9.5 is still really only plus 425, which is like,
it's not worth it.
It's kind of like, it might work
for a parlay purpose to get the over. Even if you want to go over 6.5 in the same game.
If you parlay, if you just put 6.5 on both of them, let's just say we go Vegas 6.5, and then Capitals and Hurricanes under 6.5. Let's see, where does that get? 6.5 under minus 227. That takes it to plus 132, which is that's more than doubling your money.
So you tease it to under 6.5.
Yeah, I moved Washington, Carolina to under 6.5 because it's going to a parlay. So we can, and then if we just leave Vegas and Edmonton over 6.5, that gets it to plus 132. And then what we need to do here is we need to pick one player prop to throw in there from this Oilers Golden Knights game.
Oh, I found a nice one.
Okay.
I found a nice one. Is this
a huge number again?
It's a big one.
You do like big numbers.
It's not a huge number, but it's Bouchard.
Oh.
Over like a point.
Just a Bouchard point.
A power play point.
Oh man,
I know. I like to roll the dice, Dusty.
Where's this power?
It's plus 216
for a Bouchard power play point.
Yeah. What are you thinking? You tell me.
Well,
I mean, Dusty.
I just worry about the limited number of power plays. It always scares me.
Okay, is this game going to overtime?
I hope it doesn't go to overtime. I don't think this city can handle overtime.
The draw is plus 320 for this game to be won in overtime. I mean, that might. You know what? I might even just take that on my own.
Yeah, it could be a standalone play. You could do that as your play of the day. Yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a much better number than my minus 125 on Carolina.
You know what, though? I'm
looking to deliver dubs. Yeah?
You got to deliver dubs, and I could sure use one of those right now, so I got to.
Okay, so let's ask. So Jay likes the over in the Vegas-Edmonton game. I like the under, and I'm moving it to 6.5 in the Washington-Carolina game. If you are listening right now, first of all, download the Play Alberta app. Snag an account if you don't already have one. If you are over on YouTube, and there's many of you over there, what is the consensus player prop that you would like us to add to this partner parlay here? What do you think? We've got, and let me run through some numbers. Bouchard point, minus 182. Nuge point, minus 145. McDavid over 1.5 points, minus 122. Hyman point, minus 116. Corey Perry point, plus 102. Draisaitl 2 points, plus 108.
Could mix in a plus minus too.
Oh, man, that plus minus pissed me off.
That did get you the other day. But, I mean, Jake Wallman's leading the NHL in plus minus over 0.5.
Oh, that's a good point. In fact, I think I saved this for number crunchers or the numbers game on, Swainer tweeted this out this morning. Best plus minus over, and we'll dive into this more in the oil stream, but best plus minus over the first 10 NHL playoff games of a player's career. Okay? Of a player's career.
Okay.
Dave Langevin, plus 10. Andre Benoit, plus 10. Henrik Talinder, plus 11. Remember him? He was a Buffalo Sabre defenseman. Al Iafrate, plus 12. He's number 1. Jake Wallman's also number 1, plus 12.
No way.
He has the best plus minus over the first 10 NHL playoff games of a player's career. I mean, that might be.
I need to say more?
Where do we come out on this, people? What do we think? Where are we on a Wallman plus? You're still getting it at plus 148, which coincidentally is a little bit better than Darnell Nurse's plus number. Well, we could do that.
I don't mind that.
So a Wallman plus, the over 6.5. You want to leave it at 6.5? We could move down to 5.5 to be extra
Dusty,
safe.
you can. If it,
No. This is your
think,
play. I don't know. I shouldn't even have brought it up.
I think if you can tease it down to 5.5 and still keep decent value,
Well, we're adding in a Wallman plus 148.
then tease it to 5.5.
So let's move this to 5.5 and take the over. That way, if it's a 4-2 game, like if it's 3-2 and the net's empty, we still got a chance to cash that thing.
Yes.
Right. So let's in a parlay. Yeah. Let's.
I like it in the
Let me
sense of a
change this.
parlay.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we would have a minus 227 number, a plus 148, and a minus 278. So I'm going to throw this into these guys right now, and they'll get it up right now, and we'll get it boosted. So boosted, lock shop, partner. It's like I'm putting it right up on the website myself.
Isn't that a cool feeling?
I love it. Yeah. It's
Do you
neat.
feel almost like you're like Doc Ock?
It's like I'm running the book.
Yeah.
It's
about as close as you can get.
Yeah, outside of starting our own sports book, we're at least 5 years away from.
And none of the risk.
Yeah. Oilers, Golden Knights, over 5.5 goals.
I like that.
Capitals, Hurricanes. If these guys screw me tonight, I'm going to be pissed because I've hit that three times in a row. Capitals, Hurricanes, under 6.5 goals. And a Jake Wallman. Betting, this is probably the most I've ever felt like a degen.
Yes.
When I'm betting
it does
plus
take you to dark
minus.
places when you're betting
it does.
plus minus. Yes.
Jake Wallman over 0.5 plus minus.
I mean, you gotta get in the corners. You got to get your elbows up to get the big ones. You know. All
right, that's good. We're sending it.
Yeah,
okay, we're
let's
sending
do it.
There you go. It's sent. I'm sure the boys will be on it. They're always following right away. We'll have that up before you know it.
When I was sitting here prepping, I really wanted to do something with Arvidsson.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what?
Yeah. So we
don't know what's happening.
What's going on here right now?
Well, Rashog said Kapanen was also off well before Arvidsson.
Yeah.
Now, did you see the lines that they were skating with?
I said this morning, I refuse to believe any lines that I see this morning. And we've seen that earlier in the playoffs at one point. Remember, you're like, oh, interesting lines.
Yeah.
They're going to split them up. And then they kept them together. The lines this morning were McDavid between Perry and Hyman, Draisaitl between Nuge and Matthias Janmark, Henrique with Kane and Brown, and then the fourth line to be determined. But that's what they were rolling in the top 9. And Matthias Janmark has been good, don't get me wrong, but I love that fourth line. Why would you mess with the fourth line?
And you know, Kapanen, what? I mean, I don't, as soon as, you know, that started being talked about in the bullpen, why would you disrupt anything? I mean, they had an off night. They didn't play their best game team-wise. But that fourth line has been doing some damage, and if you're gonna win and go, you know, blow for blow with Vegas, you need that fourth line. As it is, I just don't see that. I don't see Kapanen coming. When's the last time Kapanen played?
You can't put Kapanen into this spot.
No,
I refuse to believe it.
But Knobloch's done this before. This is not outside the realm of possibility with Chris Knobloch. I mean, even as close as last weekend when he was, putting Skinner in the starter's net.
Yeah.
When they were coming home after being up 2-0. Like, it's just, or that was prior to. But he does this. He's done this before, so I would expect to see the same line.
I was a little bit worried about this because this morning we were asking, would you split up McDavid and Draisaitl? And I had said I think I'd probably leave them together. The team had won 6 in a row prior to this last game. And even though they didn't play well as a team, they were 0.4 seconds away from going to overtime in a game in which they didn't deserve to really be in. So they still found a way. I was worried that if you split up McDavid and Draisaitl and then they lose tonight, then who knows what's going to happen with the lines. But he's kind of already got there if you're going to believe what you see by moving Matthias Janmark from the fourth line into the second line. And then Evander Kane. I liked Nuge, Kane, and Hyman as well. So I'm gonna suggest that Knobloch may start this game the exact same way he started last game, and we don't need to read too much into these lines.
I agree. I just don't know why you would rock the boat right now.
Like that much, I think. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Never seen this text in before, but Patty Pullout texts in and says, hey, how about this from the weekend, Dusty? And he rode with our Lock Shop partner parlay on the top 20 parlay for the Truist Championship, which was Daniel Berger, Patrick Cantlay, and Justin Thomas, all to finish top 20. They did. He bet 50. Might have been his $50 free bet, which you can get by using the code YANK50, and won $292.
That's a big win.
So that's good. I see Smitty over there saying, hey, what happened with the Lock Shop bet for the PGA this past weekend? We hit it, and there was the confusion. It was marked as a loss yesterday. Luckily, because we have a great relationship with Play Alberta, I fired them a text. I said, hey, boys, this should have cashed. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're right. Should have cashed. So,
really?
Yeah. So then everybody
just
got
like
paid.
that.
Yeah. I was very surprised by it, actually.
Wow.
And then I said, don't let this happen again.
That's pretty big swing and what move there.
Yeah,
Dusty.
it was. Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, it should have cashed. We nailed it. It was great. It was actually a bit of a no sweater. So Berger, Cantlay, and Justin Thomas. I think Thomas finished T2, Cantlay finished T4, and Berger finished T11, which is nice momentum heading into a major this week.
Yes.
So Huss will be back tomorrow, and then on Wednesday we will do our golf bets, and Jeff Ulrich is going to join us to set that up. He's a golf betting guy that you can find online. He's good. I think he's a local guy too, actually. But anyway, he's going to join us on Wednesday, and we'll try to run it back again. But great momentum heading into that one. All right. Keep the text messages coming in here at 780-218-9999. Let's see here. I want to come back around. People got some different player markets for this game. Yeah, so you can do blocked shots. This is great. Spency 5 cents, he says, plus 126 for Nurse to get 3 shot blocks. It has hit in 6 of his last 8 versus Vegas. 2 block shots for Kulak, minus 167. And that is hit in 4 straight games. I just don't know. I was talking about plus minus making me feel like a bit of a degen.
Yeah, this one.
I'm not sure I'm ready to become guy who bets on blocked shots guy just yet.
That one is a tougher one. I mean, at least plus minus, you can say because of the way the game is going to go, the ebb and flow of the game.
Yeah.
You think this player who's Jake Wallman's been playing very well. But the block shot, it just seems a little bit more luckish, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm
not there yet. Now, I mean, by the next round, I could be, here's our blocked shot parlay, which is actually something that I could see happening in the near future.
Well, yeah, Darnell Nurse is usually playing on all fours anyways recently. So
that guy.
The likelihood of him blocking a shot is good.
Stuart Skinner must hate him. I'll just
Stand up.
I'll just say it, man. like you got to be frustrated.
Okay, let me get your thoughts on this. I don't want to harp on last game too much, but I want to hear your take. The last goal.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I can't wait to hear your guys' take on Reed Wilkins' show today.
well, the first instinct was, why the hell is Draisaitl stick there? But I understand.
He's trying to
What you're trying to
your
do.
natural instinct would be,
Yeah.
I want to get this. Now, it would have been great if in the time he had his stick turned over like this so the puck wouldn't go off it and up and it like get stuck. But you're trying to help in that situation.
But
you didn't.
That was a
Well, you're
harmless, like a shot that went in, came off the boards. I mean, I just don't understand how it was such a collapse.
But the only way that goal happens is if nobody does their job, right? If one person along the way does their job, the Edmonton Oilers are going to overtime.
Yeah.
Right? So we can break it down. I know the EST afternoon guys will probably be running
telestrator.
I was trying to get the telestrator ready for this morning.
Where is this thing?
That would say you put
It's
it
a
on your own
program?
laptop. So I spent about an hour last night. And I know it's not that difficult a process. Hernan does it. Okay. But
Sorry for that.
sorry,
that
I didn't mean. I did. Sorry, Hernan.
Sorry for the ricochet shot there.
Hernan does not need to be catching strays on the lock shop today. But I could not figure it out for the life of me last night. I tried 2 different ways. I know Matty said you just have to have the paint app and then you select an OBS and then you turn that as a virtual camera and throw it in there. And I had it all set up last night and I'm drawing and I couldn't get it to show up properly because I was going to break down that goal. Because if you go step by step, I mean, first of all, with like 15 seconds left, Kulak doesn't make a good play in the offensive zone. Draisaitl cuts around. When the puck's coming out of the zone, Draisaitl cuts around a guy in the middle as opposed to going to the outside to force him back in the middle. And because he cuts under it, that opens up the speed for Carlson. So even there's 2 mistakes already at that end of the ice. Then Carlson gets up to center. There's 7 seconds left in this hockey game. He chips it in. Darnell Nurse does not provide any sort of level of interference. Like none. There is no chance in hell that even with the most horrible officiating we have in the National Hockey League,
Right.
that the officials were going to call
Anything.
an interference penalty on Darnell Nurse for a dump in with 4 seconds left in the 3rd period of a playoff game. No chance. He could have tackled him down.
Yep.
They would not have called that. Instead, he does nothing.
Good point.
If you go watch it, Carlson goes by him and Nurse just kind of turns and lets him go like he's, a turnstile, I guess, for a better. So then it goes down into the corner. Kulak starts to kind of reach out with his stick like he's just going to poke at the puck, but then sort of brings it back up to this hand and plays the body, but he let up just a little bit and he wasn't there quick enough. So he's able to center the pass, bounces off of Skinner out towards the middle of the ice. Connor McDavid, who was watching the puck the whole time, instead of seeing if there's anybody coming over his shoulder, gets turned around with Darnell Nurse. Smith fakes it. They both go down. Of course, Nurse was going to be down. I'm surprised Nurse wasn't already on all fours by the time the puck came out of the back of the net.
Might have blocked it.
That goes over to Smith. So McDavid's got to take a peek over his shoulder to see if there's but there's so little time left that you're thinking, okay, as long as we get this guy behind the net, it's good. So McDavid and Nurse screw up. So that's 2 screw-ups for Nurse on this one. And then the most talked about part of it is it comes to Smith. He fakes the guys. They go down. He walks around. I don't mind where Skinner started the play. I mean, he came out to challenge him because in his mind, he's like, there's 2 seconds left. Not even in this hockey. There's like a second and a half left in this game. I'm going to challenge him because what's he going to do? And this is why the Skinner conversation is so frustrating to me, because if he stays back deep in his net, which most people complain he always does, and Smith goes far side up top because he picks top corner up here, people are going to say, well, there's barely any time left. You should have challenged.
Yeah.
So there's barely any time left. He does challenge, and he stays with him for 2 pushes, and then Smith gets down to about 4 inches ahead of the goal line, throws it across, and it was going wide, and Draisaitl, who tries to make a play on it. I mean, I know Draisaitl put the puck in the net, but I blame Nurse, Kulak, McDavid, and then Nurse again, and Skinner pretty much just as much. In fact, out of all of it,
Well, Draisaitl was at least trying to do something.
yeah,
Right?
he was trying to do something, and Skinner chose to challenge because there was no time left on it, and initially forced a shot that was going wide. and the game ended with, like, it was one of those.
Just
it was
shocking.
a tough break at the end of the game, man.
It was.
It got to be the tough break because of 4 breakdowns prior to even Draisaitl tipping it in the net. Darnell Nurse has to stay on his feet, man. Like,
I honestly think they thought that there was less time or that buzzer was going to go because the level of complacency from all those, the 2 defensemen and the 2 forward, it was shocking when you look back on it. I thought maybe they thought the buzzer was going to go, maybe around the time it was centered right through the crease. I don't.
Yeah, right then. Not enough time to get back up to Smith and then make a move on it, right? So
it was very shocking.
So bad on so many levels.
But that's U16 hockey.
That
man.
can't happen.
Finish the damn play.
Yeah.
Finish the job. Like, play harder until you hear the whistle. It's just shocking. Shocking. And
are you worried at all that becomes the turning point of the series?
No.
That one goal?
No.
'Cause a lot of people I'm seeing is like, is this the challenge from
Jim
Hiller in the last game?
Yeah. No, because here's the thing, Dusty. The Oilers didn't belong in that game. They didn't deserve to be in a tied position. Like, Vegas outplayed them greatly on Saturday night. Did they not?
They didn't deserve to win that game
they
at
were
all.
0.4 seconds away from going to overtime.
Yeah.
They played like crap. Draisaitl, like you said, might have had his worst game of the playoffs, or probably did. Let's just face it.
It was undoubtedly his worst game of the playoffs.
Right?
Not even close.
I mean, the goal McDavid got, I guess it's a goal, but I mean, that was a good bounce in front of the net. But they did not play well, and they almost took that team to overtime.
Yeah.
If for Oilers fans, that
even
should
with
be a
Skinner
positive.
in net,
Yeah.
for a minute, how many people would view it,
Yeah, exactly. That should be a major bonus. I mean, you were positive vibes guy this morning on the morning show. I mean, that should be a positive vibe for Oilers fans. Is if they come out and play that defense first mentality, like they were when they wrapped things up with LA, like they were in games 1 and 2, then I think that they can absolutely blow the doors off this team. But if they don't, and they start, Leon and Connor trying to do everything, then I don't think it's going to go well. But I do think there's going to be quite a few goals tonight, either way.
Which is why we decided to throw
Is it up
adjust
yet?
it. It's up. It's up. They moved quickly. So the partner parlay that we put together here in the log shop today is this, and then we'll get to some other stuff. Edmonton Oilers, Vegas Golden Knights over 5.5. Washington, Carolina under 6.5. And Walman over 0.5 plus minus plus 410.
Bang.
Excellent number.
The Wallman plus over plus 5 is like people scratching their eyes. Am I
the
seeing
one.
this
Yeah,
right?
this is the one.
I like it, Dusty. I like it. I'm
I'm very confident in the 2 totals. And Walman's plus 12 in 10 games.
I'm riding, baby.
The numbers say that it should hit. It should cash.
It should.
So plus 410. Plus 410 if you want to hop on that one with us and ride with the Lock Shop Partner Parlay. And if you haven't used your $100 free bet, the thing I like about this is we're almost halfway through May, which means we're about half a month away from getting new codes once again.
But I've just learned these ones.
You've probably already used them, right? But if you haven't used them yet, deposit $20 or more for both new and existing players, which was nice, so that all the existing players could kind of get in on the fun here as well. Use the promo code 100sports, and you will get a $100 free bet when you deposit $20. You have to use that free bet in 7 days, and good luck. Hopefully you can hit like the one guy did on the golf parlay from the weekend, and we'll try to run that back again. Double A says, is there a bet or a number or for the number of plays that die on Kapanen's stick? Has that been confirmed yet?
I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on it.
I don't see a world where mind you, when this roster wasn't as healthy as it was now, Knobloch did like Kapanen. Kapanen rarely came out of the lineup. It was Skinner being scratched a bunch and Kapanen staying in. Who would have watched the last game and gone, you know what this team needs right now? They need Kasperi Kapanen. That's what they need.
Well, is it a speed thing if he comes in? Right? to try get a bit more of an aggressive forecheck, speedy. Like he's definitely faster than Arvidsson. He's bigger than Arvidsson. He could probably stay on his feet a little longer than Arvidsson. Does that bother you, seeing Arvidsson on the ground all the time?
I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that guy's balance. I don't know how a little guy who should have a pretty good low center of gravity ends up
he's always on the ice.
on his ass so much.
Can I just say something about Play Alberta though? Like that, because Dusty, you've been around books, you've been around sports books
for quite a while now.
Players, offering this to existing players. I don't know that I've seen that. Like that is a really good. I mean that's a sign of somebody that wants to build this partnership in my eyes. Like that is first class.
It's a pretty good. I think a lot of times when you do a partnership like this, you would get, here's a sign-up bonus. But they have a bunch of sign-up bonuses, right? You can go find a Play Alberta sign-up bonus. So these ones are great because they track them. These are ours. They know that they're coming from us, and they saw the numbers. I had a call with them last week about some other stuff, and I said, hey, man, are you guys... I was very panicky. I was like, oh, no. I said, because Jordan over there fires me a text. He goes, hey, man, can you hop on a call today? I was like, oh, God.
Oh, no.
It's awful. It's done. We signed this multi-year deal, and a week in, they're like, it's not working. We're moving on. So the call ended up being about something else from a contract perspective, like some legal jargon. And I said, yeah, it's all good, man. I don't care about that stuff. Like, let's... And then he goes, I said, how's it going? Are you happy?
Yeah.
And he goes, Dusty, we are more than happy. I was just like, what? Let's go. So
should tell that story all the time.
Yeah, they're
fire everybody up.
This is our most significant partner, financially, and they're super happy a week in. So I'm pleased with how that started. The DGen Den has just sent over the grandest of parlays.
Ooh, what are they cooking up over there?
These guys are always in on everything. Mets money line, the Rangers -1.5 on the run line, Germany in regulation, which happens tomorrow morning. I don't even know what sport that is. And then the Wolves and Warriors over 200.
Germany, would that be
is that a soccer?
Hockey?
Germany hockey. Okay, that's probably World Championships.
Championships?
That must be, let me just double check with the president of or the appointed ambassador. What would we call Big Uke? He's a representative.
Yes.
There's got to be a better handle, though. What would he's the guy who texts me from the DGen Den with their bets every single day.
Like,
Let's come up with a name.
It would be like the lead negotiator or something. Like, like he represents the DGen Den to you. DGen liaison.
I don't mind liaison.
Yeah,
that's
DGen
a good one.
Liaison.
If you have any suggestions, 780-218-9999 over on the nasty chat where UK is. They are saying it's hockey, so we got that. So Mets money line, Rangers -1.5 run line. Germany. Who's Germany playing, boys? Who's this? Who do we got here? Germany in regulation.
Let's see here.
And then he's got the Wolves and Warriors over 200.5 points.
Norway.
Oh, love the regulation bet against Norway. Szymanski's on that team. Future Edmonton Oilers. Szymanski.
Well,
he had
you
2
must
points.
watch. Yes.
That's a Szymanski play, I think. The Grand Poobah.
Grand Poobah?
Of the Grand Poobah has reached out.
Is that a Flintstones thing? Remember he was
they
part
had
of like
the Buffalo thing where you could, was it?
Yeah, he had the big hat on.
Yeah.
Like it was like their version of like the Elks.
Was that where is that where the Buffalo Club comes from?
Maybe.
Do you know the Buffalo? Are you a member of the Buffalo Club?
What's the Buffalo Club?
This is
apparently I'm not.
It's I don't know if it's like a Fight Club thing. I'm not supposed to talk about it. But
what the hell are you talking about?
No, Matt Dunnigan does this thing with all the CFL staff that if you're a member of the Buffalo Club, if you're a Buffalo member, you have to drink your beer or your drink with your left hand.
Oh, Buffalo. I see.
So if you drink it with your right hand, you have to chug the entire thing. So there would be some nights with Dunnigan where I just be, hey, Matty, right-handed. And I just, but yeah, no, it's, I thought it was a really well, I don't think it's just
That's
something
like
that Matt Dunnigan started.
That's like a drinking rule or
Water
like
Buffalo Club. Yeah.
a drinking.
I don't know.
He was the Water Buffaloes. Yeah.
That was their thing. But
Buffalo is not like a rule.
Yeah, but I have a hard time believing that this Buffalo drinking thing came from Flintstones.
No. And it certainly isn't like something that Dunnigan can just roll around and say you're part of the club. I mean, that's a drinking game.
Dunnigan kind of controlled the club, at least for the CFL and TSN.
I guess for that.
There's always got to have some guy who holds you accountable. Like when Dunnigan wasn't around, I'd drink with my right hand and I'd feel free.
Yeah.
But when Dunnigan was around, you had to kind of be on alert.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So if I saw Dunnigan out in public and I went up to him, I'm like, hey, would he call me out? Or is it a secret society?
I think he has to name you a member.
He has to invite you into the.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Wow.
And I don't think
know you should be talking about this.
If you're not a member, I don't think you can go up and call him on it. Like if I told you, hey Jay, go up to Dunnigan and say, hey, you're not drinking Buffalo style or whatever it is, then
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, if you see him, can you see if he's got an extra spot?
We'll see. Yeah, we're taking Buffalo Club memberships right now. Bronco Nick, you don't see the DGN Den parlay up because I just sent it in. It should be up. Well, it'll probably be up within 5 minutes, but I sent it over to the guys. Josh Human. Josh, is that your real last name, or did you just that's your handle? You're a human. Is that?
I don't know how I feel about that. If I'd want to have the last name as Human or
I
not.
Wouldn't.
I think that would like. Hey, what's your name? Hey, man, nice to meet you. I'm Jay Human.
Like imagine the back of your sports jersey. It just says human.
Human.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
It's human better than Hyman.
Yeah, well, maybe. It might be.
It might be better.
For somebody asking where you can find the Lock Shop Partner Parlay, it's very simple. You go to playalberta.ca, then you click on EST Specials right in the quick links, and then you'll see all three of our bets so far today. Jay's Play of the Day will be added there a little bit later on, and then they're working on this grandest of parlays. And if you actually just open the Play Alberta app, if you've not yet downloaded the PA app, opens it up. There's the casino, sports, lottery. Mine just automatically opens up to the sports page, and right there, right at the top, EST Specials. Boom. And then once we're on that EST Specials page, it does feel like it is our own sports book. Like those are our things. And we're financially backing it on just our page.
Unbelievable.
That's what people don't know, is that the coffers are right here in the closet and it's just money coming in and out all day long.
Well, that's the thing. Like, imagine if we were sitting up here, Dusty, and you and I were like, oh yeah, everybody go do the early bird bet or go do the Lock Shop partner parlay, and we're not invested in it.
Yeah.
That'd be foolish. That would be lame.
No, you got to ride on your things. Even if it's $5, you want a piece of it, right?
Well, and that's the beauty of these, is because when you're getting into these +4 numbers, you're $5 will do. $1 will do. You're going to get back 4.5 times your money.
Yeah, like some of the people who were reaching out to me about the golf stuff, they only bet $1 on it.
You don't need to bet.
They got 4 times their money back.
Exactly.
So it's a nice little rush sometimes. But once again, use your game sense, because you don't want to get carried away. All right, over to the NBA here quickly. We have to discuss this Draymond Green thing. I don't know if you saw it on social media over the weekend, but the Golden State Warriors were losing their last game, and they were down by 7 to Minnesota. And there was 15 seconds left in the game. And Golden State was inbounding the ball. And Draymond, coming out of a timeout, he was on the bench. He'd already been ejected. I think that was, he was ejected with about 4 minutes left. Hernan Salas, shaved up.
Wow.
Hernan Salas is all shaved up after the loss.
Look at what happened to you.
That's what it is.
What happened to your face?
Hernan, turn on the mic there for a second, buddy. What's
going on?
Did you accidentally shave one part low and let's just take it all off?
That's what happened. I had the wrong setting on. And,
No.
I was like, damn it.
Is that what happened?
That's why I look like
I figured that's what happened, yeah.
I look like a jabroni right now.
Oh,
I think you look lovely.
yeah. I think you look a bit like
well,
a
hey,
jabroni.
it worked for Gene Principe in game 1. So
Did you say you look a bit like a jabroni?
I said you said it, and I just said, I think maybe you do. What's your confidence level? I don't want to ruin everything from EST Afternoons, but how are you feeling today, Nanzo?
I'm not worried.
Not worried.
Does anyone truly believe Vegas is going to win 3 of the next 4 games?
I don't.
Come on. This is, Yeah, you know what? And highlights, lowlights today is going to be awesome. Gager texted me yesterday. He's like, can you get these videos?
Or are you guys going to use the telestrator?
We're going to break it down frame by frame.
That last goal. We were
Dissect
hoping
every
you
player and their mistakes.
would. Okay.
How about the hate for Stuart Skinner, boys? It's getting kind of ridiculous.
Is it though, or is it just that's what should be expected?
Well,
Right?
I can't even. I've just been getting peppered all day on Twitter because I replied to somebody else who was ripping him, and I replied and I said, nobody in this market wants to see him succeede. Everyone hates him. It's sad
It's
to be
the
honest with you.
strangest thing, isn't it?
But now a bunch of fans today who will most certainly be ripping him tonight if they lose are quote tweeting me and saying, no, that's not true. We fully support him and we want to see him have success. That's fine. Obviously, you want to see anybody with the Edmonton Oilers have success.
Yeah.
But Hernan, let me ask you this: who was more at fault for the Oilers game from start to finish last game, Leon Draisaitl or Stuart Skinner?
Leon Draisaitl.
Bingo.
He was
So
awful.
why aren't people absolutely raking Leon Draisaitl, who's paid 3 times as much as Stuart Skinner? Why are they not raking him over the coals? Like, he had his worst game in 2 years and put the winning puck into his own net. Like, why? Like, he's getting, compared to the hate that Skinner's getting online, Leon's getting a free pass.
You know why? It's because you can take a goal against and say, oh, that's the goalie's fault. For
Yeah,
people
but I
that
would
aren't
argue
watching the real game, the entire game.
3 of the goals could be put on Leon in the last game. You know, it's just, to me, it's
You kind of went a little peonk there. You went Leon.
like this Doug guy just retweeted me now. He goes, Draisaitl tried to stop the puck from entering his net, but sure, blame him. I don't look. he tried to, but he didn't. If he wasn't there,
But it's not just that play. It's the entire body of work.
He had a
was
horrible
terrible.
game. He had a horrible game. Darnell Nurse was also worse in that game than Stuart Skinner. It just those two guys are more. I personally think more on the loss than Skinner. And then I would have Skinner number 3. It's not like I'm saying Skinner was brilliant.
Stuart Skinner at best has been average. It's not good enough. But to blame him for every goal he gains, it's getting tired. It's getting tiring. Like, I get it. Like, sure, he needs to make the big save that Pickard was giving this team. But
Yeah, but Pickard also let in the worst goal of the playoffs for the Oilers.
100%. But I think we all agree Skinner needs to be better, 100%. But like every loss that Skinner's in net, it's no one else's fault but Stuart's.
It's all on him every time. I think that's unfair. Nobody's sitting here. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, Skinner's fine. Skinner needs to be way better.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't tell me you were happy with the rest of that game from that rest of that team at all. There's no way.
No, Kapanen's.
And I just think I'm getting sick and tired.
Don't believe
Kapanen's. I'm not believing them.
Don't believe the hype.
Have they announced it?
Not yet, but he was off early and Arvidsson stayed out late. Same with Emberson and Stetcher. Stetcher went off early. Emberson.
Stetcher, I can see.
Stetcher, whatever. It makes sense.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Why would you take Arvidsson out of the lineup and insert Kapanen? Like, what is the strategic move here?
Speed.
Simply
He wants more speed. Oh, and Mark Stone skating with Eichel at morning skate.
Of course he is. Stones will be fine. Hey, come on. What are we doing here? Anyway, I'm sure I'm going to have a lot to discuss on the oil stream coming up today. That should go over very well.
I ran into Dahmer yesterday.
Oh, how's he? Did you go down to camp?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, how was it?
It's great.
Good. More details coming up on EST after
Team on paper looks as good as they've looked in 4 years.
And Hernan, was it? I mean, you've been there.
Yeah.
Was it? I keep hearing that it's different this year. It's maybe the ship is a little bit tighter.
Yeah, it's there's the vibes are good. I was talking to D-Max, Coach Max.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Coach Vitali. And it's just a good vibe. I met Hollins off the mic and he's
an entertaining dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's Batman. That's his nickname.
Did you give himself that nickname?
Yeah.
I got to respect that.
Yeah, what can you say?
There's good vibes down there.
Well,
though.
I said this morning, but we couldn't get into it too much because it's an Oilers game day and people are like, don't you dare talk about the Elks right now. Like, we need to keep ripping guys from game 3.
Yeah.
But I think the Elks have just as good a shot as anybody in the West to come out of the West this year.
They look really good.
I agree.
BC's not going to be as good as they were. Winnipeg's not as good as they were. Calgary could be better, but they were awful. And I think Saskatchewan's probably the best team in the West, but I think it's close.
Okay, but what were the biggest areas of concern for the Elks last year?
Defensive line.
Their defensive line was number 1. You could say their secondary was probably number 2, and their O-line would be number 3. They improved all of those.
Secondary looks good, man.
Massively. They massively
It's all CFLers,
upgraded.
man. No rookies.
That's right.
It's all guys that have played. We will have Royce Metier. Is it Metier?
Metier. I called him Mechie for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And then last year, somebody said, Dusty, his mom just decided that, or his mom has, I guess, wanted him to be Metier. And he finally was like, okay, I'll be Metier.
I heard he's a great dude.
You should ask him about that.
I will.
Ask him, say, you work with one of the TSM players. Why is it Metier now
Okay.
as opposed to Mechie? Or were we all just wrong forever and he just didn't correct us because he's a nice guy? But that's a great addition, too.
He's great.
I think Herb kind of cooked here.
Oh,
in the
baby,
offseason.
did he ever?
Hey?
Absolutely.
Could you imagine this team winning like 10, 11 games or something
Dusty,
like that?
Maddie and I broke down the schedule. Like the over 8.5 that's available at Play Alberta right now.
Yeah.
We broke down the schedule.
You're saying
10
it's
or-
a lock, don't you?
10 or 11. Well, we are on the lock shop. It's a lock.
It's
baby.
a lock.
It's a lock.
He's locking it. That's why we had it up for like 2 days at a bonus last week.
They're gonna do good stuff.
I think they can win 11 games, 10 or 11 games.
Really?
And Dusty, honestly, if this team can come out and the first 3 games of the season are going to be the real test. Starting in BC is a tough way to start. I think they're going to go in there. Win.
Interesting thing, they only have 3 quarterbacks at camp.
Trey, Cody.
And American college kid.
Oh, really? That wasn't around last year.
Nope.
What was his name? We just talked about him last
I
week.
know. I can't remember. And then they have the U of A kid there, but like
He's on that quarterback
Yeah.
program or whatever. Yeah.
So
All right. Well, that's going to be good. Oil Stream's coming up. Tommy Gazzola says he's going to be tweeting some juicy stuff. So it better be really juicy.
Yeah.
Like he texted me and goes, "Hey Dusty, I'm putting up some stuff on Ekholm at right before the Oil Stream today."
Oh,
I don't know if it's good or bad or anything. He kind of laid that out. Jay, good job today on the lock shop, buddy.
Thank you.
That was a lot of fun.
Hey, I'm riding with both of these. I'm riding with the DGen. Let's go.
Get them all. EST specials page at playalberta.ca.
And Draymond Green did whisper that, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's what we were going to get to.
That's terrible. Like professional lip readers are saying he did.
Yeah.
The
He
spread
said
is
the spread is 5.5.
And who shoots a 3 when you're down by 8?
They shot 2 threes.
Yeah, like
They missed one, then got the offensive rebound, then shot another 3. You're down by 8 with 5 seconds left. The only reason you're shooting that ball still is to cover the spread.
Like, what if Draymond had like some roundabout way, like,
Oh, you can't. Draymond doesn't want to be viewed as an angry man. He's a psycho.
he is a weird son of a gun.
Yeah, he is. All right, the Oil Stream is coming up next. If you were watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us and turn on autoplay. So it'll take you right on over to the Oil Stream as we continue to get you ready for tonight's big Game 4 between the Oilers and the Golden Knights. Glue Guy, good job today. And we will talk to you on the Oil Stream coming up shortly.